I want to get to the source. Project Veritas Media Relations Manager Mario Balaban is joining me. Mario, we've talked before, and I have to say, to be quite honest, some of the Project Veritas videos showing some of the damning comments and remarks made by, say, educators, saying they admit to intentional, in essence, indoctrination of students is something that a lot of parents care about. But the exchange of this video, particularly there are two very young men having a conversation about women's menstruation, was odd on its face. But then it was strange to hear this man who was purported to be a Pfizer executive not really sound like he had any experience or knew at all what he was talking about, felt very uncomfortable. So what was the point of all this?
Sure. So, I understand where you're coming from, but to the point about him being young and not knowing what he was talking about, you mentioned earlier that Pfizer has responded to the first video, and neither have they denied that he works there, nor have they played down his role. His title is Director of Research and Development. So this is a person that appears to be able to speak, and he does in the video, speak into detail as to how these things work. He explained what directed evolution is. He explained what he finds odd in the menstrual cycles of women. So again, Project Veritas is not inserting our opinion on this piece. This is all his words, not Project Veritas's words. We're just reporting on what the public wants to know about. And again, I actually appreciate that you're covering this, because we've seen that most media will not touch the story, although it has over 30 million views on Twitter alone. So the people have seen the video. The media, I believe, should look into covering this and getting answers from Pfizer. The only thing we've seen is they've attempted to fact check our video. Newsweek attempted to do that. They were unable to succeed, and they rated it unverified, which I don't understand what that means. I thought fact checks either say that something is true or false. They rated unverified, which I thought meant journalists have to go and verify it themselves. But, there's no indication that this man doesn't know what he's talking about, nor that he doesn't work for Pfizer. So I think the public has a right to decide what they think. And a lot of people have been called conspiracy theorists for, saying or worrying about the things that this man said. And this man is now saying it as part of Pfizer. Some people are feeling quite vindicated by this.
But it is interesting. When I say that he doesn't sound like he knows what he's talking about, first of all, he sounds tipsy to some people. I mean, everybody who's watched the video this morning that I've talked to says that he had too many drinks, and that could have colored how he responded to the undercover reporter's questions. But at one point, what you're talking about is he says that COVID-19's vaccines should not interfere with menstruation, but we don't always figure it out. Is that really an admission that it interferes with menstruation? Or is he just saying what doctors have been saying, which is, in most cases, this vaccine should never interfere with the menstruation cycles of women?
Well, he says beyond that, he said I'm going to quote here, quote, "There's something irregular about the menstrual cycle, so people have to investigate down the line." Quote, as you said, the COVID vaccine should be interfering with the menstrual cycles. We don't really know. I hope we don't find out that something in this mRNA lingers in the body, because it has to be affecting something hormonal to impact menstrual cycles. So he said it meant several times. And what was most, revealing in this video also is that you see that he actually is expressing serious concern of what can be uncovered in the future. A lot of people, what I've seen, the feedback I've gotten in this video is, before a vaccine goes to market, shouldn't the company, big pharmaceutical company, as well as the FDA, be comfortable in saying there will be no effects to, in this case, women's menstrual cycles as a result of vaccine? Whereas what appears to be happening in this case is this individual is now, after the vaccine is in the market, is concerned about what might come down later, and how scandalous, and this is his words, not mine, how scandalous this situation might be if things continue to unfold in the way that he appears to be seeing within Pfizer. So the question is, at what point should people be looking into these issues before something goes to market? Or are we accepting that, we put something in the market as an emergency vaccine and then, deal with the aftermath of what may come from that vaccine, once people have already taken in the billions.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.